Hello, everyone. Casey Kendel, Prosperity North Advisors. Welcome to another exciting episode of Casey's Corner, brought to you by Prosperity North Advisors. We are going to be interviewing Brad Weber from Dreams Business Resources today. But first, I want to plug my book, Commercial Insurance Simplified, a real world protection for your small business. You can find this on Amazon, and it will give you all the tips and tricks surrounding commercial insurance. So let's get to everything. Brad, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me, we met at a networking meeting at BNI, and I'm really interested in what you're doing, because I know that from what I know about your business, and I'm really excited to learn more about it, but you're really bringing a lot of people together. And I've heard things like your dream score and those types of things. So tell us a little bit about Dreams Business Resources and what you're doing.
Okay. Well, Dreams Business Resources, Dreams is an acronym for the ways we can help small and medium businesses. So we can help with their debt, their retirement, their expense management, their assets, which includes their employees and their website, money, and then security protection, which includes like insurance products as well as, computer security. So,
Oh, that's very cool. So a lot of the operational things that maybe either someone would look past or think it's just there,
yep,
or I don't know anything about it, or I got a guy for it, or I need a guy for it.
correct.
Okay. Uh, what's one thing that like a business owner is doing that could potentially be hurting their business, and how might you help?
I would say not auditing their business, not tracking expenses, um, and really slowly leaking profits.
Mm.
Um,
I think about like my own personal life,
mhm.
and I think uh, the easiest example that I could think of is I was tired of spending $120 a month with like satellite.
Mhm.
So, let me cut that cable so now I can spend $180 on all the apps that I don't watch.
Right.
Kind of the same thing within a business. You just
Yeah.
have that leakage of well, we have this tool, but we haven't utilized it for 6 months or a year, or it never worked.
Very true.
And I mean, as a small business owner, those are the types of things that I think at this point I'm probably burying my head in the sand.
Mm.
And they either are coming out in a monthly expense that I'm just not even seeing, or or even utilizing in the right way. Um, how might a business owner implement the dreams score,
Hmm.
and then what are they looking for as a result?
Okay. Well, the Dream Score is just a tool that we use. It's where we invite a business owner to sit down on a Zoom call with one of our senior executives, and they just answer a few questions about their business. Nothing um, major, we're not going to require tax returns and all that, but and then based on the answer to those questions, we produce a free customized report that details how we might be able to help in the areas of payroll tax savings, for instance, energy savings,
Mm,
um, even technology savings.
wow. Okay. Let's kind of shift gears and
Hmm.
get a little bit into your background.
Hmm.
We were talking before the show on how you came into this space. Can you share your
Yep.
story?
Yeah. Well, I spent 23 years in network operations at a large financial institution basically wiring things together, making them work. And about a year ago, I switched to entrepreneurship,
Mm-hmm.
and now I help business owners to uncover hidden expenses, grow their bottom line, uh, reduce expenses, and improve operational efficiency.
So, Brad, I think everybody has a definition of a small or a medium sized business. I think for the purposes of this conversation, we can probably say small business doing 500,000 to $1 million.
Okay.
And we've seen the development in a post-COVID world of a gig economy where maybe someone was doing something on the side,
Hmm.
and then it's developed into an actual business, and they say, hey, this has become sustainable. They might add an employee, a
Hmm.
spouse might get involved, those types of things.
Right.
What's the first thing that you would do for that small business that's coming in like under $1 million, and they've now realized, hey, this is a viable business? What's the first thing you would do in that approach?
I would have them book a dream score with us, so they can learn where they may be overspending on things like payroll taxes, for instance, or energy, even technology. Um, we can help with all of those.
What's something in your day-to-day interactions where you see something that might be broken that could be fixed just immediately?
Um, I would say businesses that aren't tracking uh, their expenses, uh, auditing their business, tracking. I would say there's probably um, key indicators that you should be tracking, like um, revenue per employee and things like that.
Okay, perfect. Um, is I find this in my business, and there's times where I'm really, really busy, where I'm like, this is so busy, uh, but it doesn't necessarily equal growth. It's busy work. It's maybe pushing paperwork. It's maybe something that my assistant should be doing. Um, in your opinion, what's the difference between actual growth and, like, let's say, that busy work?
I would say if an activity is producing revenue, then it's something you should be doing. Whereas um, if you're just doing uh, busy work, then and it's not generating revenue, then that's something you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, yeah, that revenue driving. I think, at least in my business, and that's really all I can cite is, uh, it is a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword in the sense of I have to get this form out,
Hmm.
but uh, it's not necessarily revenue driving. But if I want them to remain a customer,
Hmm.
I have to get this done.
Sure.
And I think that when I look at the overall, it's like, how can I push this off as the business owner? Because there's that certain point, and I've been really studying this. Where do you define, hey, I created a job for myself
Hmm.
versus I'm now a business owner? And I've heard different things like, hey, if you can leave and unplug for a week,
Right.
then you're a business owner. That business continues to run. But if you've got to touch everything,
Hmm.
then that really, you've essentially just created a job for yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, what are most businesses bad at?
I would say tracking their numbers or not auditing their business. um, things like revenue per employee. Um,
The
I can't.
overall, like,
Yeah.
real, real, real management and getting into is this a need or a want?
Yeah.
Those types of
Key
things.
performance indicators.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
say there's probably five um, of those things that if they can't track their business with those five things, then um, they, um, they really don't have a handle on their business.
Yeah, yeah. I think that those are essential,
Mm-hmm.
and that can stagger growth not only on the financial side, but as that business owner is trying to step into that role out of maybe a survival mode and bringing people in. If you don't have a firm grasp on those things, then it really becomes a weight, and it can hold you back. And
Sure.
To trim that fat, and uh, so you can run faster, essentially.
I agree.
Yeah. We are going to take a quick break from our sponsor, Prosperity North Advisors. We'll be right back.
Commercial insurance can be complicated, and most business owners don't realize they're exposed until something goes wrong. At Prosperity North Advisors, we work with all types of businesses: startups, established companies, sole proprietors, and teams from 5 to 100 employees. No matter the size or stage of your business, we can handle it. We specialize in assisted living, pest control, and service-based businesses. We know exactly how to handle your risk. Fleet of vehicles, we can help. Work comp challenges, we got you. State or vendor compliance, same day turnaround on your documents, guaranteed. And in most cases, we're helping clients save 15 to 20% while actually improving their coverage. So if you're not 100% confident in your business insurance, it's probably worth a conversation. Prosperity North Advisors. Our mission is to protect your prosperity.
All right, we are back. Brad, let's jump right back into I'm really curious about the dream score. Can you give us a sample of something that a business owner can implement right away that will make a serious impact on their business?
Number one, I would say to run a dream score on your business takes 15 to 30 minutes, and it's free. And then number two is to get your last 3 years of tax returns in front of someone who knows R&D tax credits. And then number three would be to have at least have a conversation about your benefit structure before your next renewal.
What's an R&D tax credit?
Basically, it's the government rewarding businesses that are innovative. It's for any company that's developing new products, new process, new software, new design, even new techniques. And of the 100 billion that was available last year, only about 15 billion was claimed.
So that
It's
small businesses left $85 billion on the table.
they do, and they continue to.
Wow.
It's also, like I say, it's often overlooked, and many business owners that can claim it aren't aware of it.
It seems to me like as technology progresses with AI, one of my New Year's resolutions was, hey, what can AI do for me? How can I start utilizing it? And I really started off slow. And so in my process, it was like a review of a policy. Does the policy include this? Can you break this down into the simplest forms? But I really think, and based off of what you're telling me, is that as we see that development with AI, that those credits could really make a direct impact if someone's looking to implement a specific item or product into their business.
Sure. like I say, it's for any company that's developing a new. They don't even have to succeed. It's just the attempt of doing something new, and it's not new to the industry. It's new to your company. It's it's a candle company that's developing, a lemon scented candle or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Any food processing company, give you an example. You walk in the grocery store and walk up and down the aisle. Every company that manufactures one of those products on the shelves qualifies for R&D.
Wow. So because they had to go through that R&D process.
Correct. Even the meat and the vegetables, farmers, surprisingly, that's a huge qualifier for R&D because they're dealing with fertilizer and crop rotation and um,
I can't even imagine the chemicals they might even be dealing with. Just
irrigation.
Just in waste and processing alone, and what that might look like, and the byproducts of those types of things that could come out, like within there.
Farmers, ranchers, every brewery, every winery qualifies. Every manufacturing company, every software as a service. Like I said, it's the qualifying companies are numerous.
Yeah. It sounds like it's extremely vast. So if you're a small business owner and you're developing, you should definitely look into those tax credits and not leave any money on the table.
Right. We have a very streamlined process. We sit down on a Zoom call. You'll know within 30 minutes whether or not you qualify. It's no cost to determine whether you qualify, no application fee or anything like that. And if you qualify, we can go back 3 tax years retroactively and claim it. And actually, there's a huge deadline that's rapidly approaching, and it's July of this year, July 6th of this year, where if you've never claimed the R&D tax credit, you can actually go back and claim 100% of the R&D expenses incurred in the tax year in which they occurred, including the previous 3 tax years, without having to amortize over a 5-year period.
Oh, wow.
Which is what you used to have to do.
Sure.
And that's because of the One Big Beautiful Bill that was passed in July of last year that gave them this 1-year look back period where they can go back and claim those 100% up front.
But it's not necessarily like implementing somebody else's product. Would that be considered research and development, or is it more like my company is ground up building this?
Yeah, it would be something that your company is developing.
Okay.
You're not going to get a credit for purchasing software off the shelf. You're also not going to get a credit if you're offshoring your development. Okay. Or your software, especially software. If programming's being done offshore, then it's a U.S. credit.
Sure.
So it's like I said,
that's a total different conversation.
Yes.
I get it. I do want to talk to you about, we've talked about like the perfect client, and you did a great job defining that. What's the biggest mistake that someone makes before hiring you?
I would say not looking into it, waiting till they're in pain before investigating and auditing their business and getting a dream score.
Yeah. That's what they
should do it sooner than later.
What's the best way for someone to find you, to reach out, to have that intelligent conversation?
I'm on LinkedIn. I have a webpage our LinkedIn page. It's Cajun Clicks powered by Dreams.
Very cool.
Um, and like I say, I'm on LinkedIn, and they can go to dreamsscores.com, and my reference ID is AA1679.
Perfect. I will definitely make sure that all that contact information is in here. And you're located in Chandler, Arizona.
I'm in Chandler.
Perfect.
Been there
Perfect.
for going on 20 years now.
Wow. Wow. And Cajun.
Yes,
Do you have a Cajun background?
you could say that. I was born in New Orleans,
Ah, I love it.
lived there. I can't say most of my life anymore because I've been in Arizona longer than I was in Louisiana. So,
Everyone seems to find their way into Arizona at some point.
Yep.
And I think I recently saw, and the reason that I'm so interested in this, and it's become such a big issue. You know, obviously taxes are always going to be a big issue, but Arizona specifically just came out as the 7th least affordable state.
Really?
And as a California boy, and I'm going to use some, I spent the first 30 years of my life in California. Moving to Arizona, this was the promised land of cheapness,
Right.
so to speak.
Yeah.
But we've seen the state grow. In fact, Maricopa County is the largest growing county. You've got Queen Creek, Buckeye, and these areas are just exploding, and those small businesses are opening up to service. And so I think that this is a great resource and a tool for a small business, whether they're just getting started and they want to control it right from the beginning, or they've gotten to that point to where they just can't find the leakage in that.
And we can also help solopreneurs as well. We have insurance products, and we can help lower their health care costs as well.
Oh, that's great.
We have other type insurance products that would, like a buy-sell agreement.
Yeah.
That would, that things that businesses don't think about until it's too late.
Right.
It's like
right. That buy-sell agreement. As a licensed insurance professional, and I've never done one. I took a test and have enough knowledge to be dangerous on it. But that buy-sell agreement, the easiest question you could ask is, do you want to deal with your partner's spouse
exactly.
if they were to die?
Yeah, that's what you'll be doing.
Yeah, and that really gets you off the hook. And I'm sure we could sit here and talk about all the horror stories of, like, now you're either dealing with a kid or a wife, or and it all comes down to the bottom line.
Absolutely.
And if you've got those securities in place, then it just makes it a whole lot easier.
Right. I also wanted to mention that Dreams actually now has our own registered investment advisor.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we have, we can take assets under management, and we have some very unique products that can do like a dual purpose investing, and we can help to maybe rescue someone's retirement that is stuck in tax jail.
What are the most expensive things you can do? Put a roof on your house and die?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I that's great. I think about my retirement, and geez, I'd live in my retirement. I don't think I'll ever get to that point, but it would be nice one day. So knowing that those resources are there, all in one spot, controlling that leakage, being able to plan long term, if anything disastrous happens, those types of things, all super important. And those are the worlds that we live in.
Yep.
Brad, I really appreciate you taking the time. This has been a great conversation. I've learned a tremendous amount, and I'm looking forward to working with you in the future.
Likewise.
Absolutely. Thank you very
Thanks,
much,
Jason.
sir. If you'd like to be featured on Casey's Corner, please like, subscribe, share. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.